Hey everybody, I'm Kevin the Credit Crusher with Premisien Credit Counseling, and today I'm going to talk to you about credit. I am coming to you from the Holy Culture Radio studios. They were gracious enough to host me today, and I truly appreciate them. So big special shout out to Holy Culture Radio. You can find them at holycultureradio.net. And so today we're having a credit conversation. It's more like me talking to you. Because there's no back and forth, but I'm gonna start the conversation talking about personal credit. We'll move later on to business credit. So let's just jump right in. The first thing I'm gonna do is make you mad. I'm gonna make you upset. I'm going to tip over the apple cart. So let's just jump right into it. I want you guys to stop getting frustrated about credit scores. You guys think that credit scores are the end-all be-all. We're talking personal credit now. You think that credit scores are the end-all be-all, and yes, credit scores are used to determine your credit worthiness, but I'm going to tell you how to make sure your credit scores are good by not paying attention to the credit score. But let me tell you why I'm telling you that. Many of you guys have been using credit monitoring utilities, whether you get them through your credit card, whether you're paying for them, whether you're getting them free. Those credit monitoring utilities are giving you alerts. Now, this is one of the things that you want to be concerned about when you're looking at those alerts and those credit monitoring utilities and your scores. So you guys have gotten messages, email messages that says, oh, your score went up 10 points today. Tomorrow you get a message that says your score went down 13 points. Some of them will even tell you why. But here's the issue. Credit monitoring is a snapshot in time. What I mean by that is if you look at your credit scores on, let's say, the first of the month, they will be one thing. If you look at them again on the 5th of the month, they may be something different. And the reason there's something different is because what was reported on the 1st of the month may be different than what's reported on the 5th of the month. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have a credit card. It has a $1,000 limit. It has an outstanding balance of $750. If on the 1st of the month they reported that outstanding balance of $750, your scores will be one thing. On the 5th of the month, if they report, let's say you paid the payment, let's say you paid $500 on the 2nd of the month, and that got reported on the 3rd of the month. Well, on the 5th of the month, when you go in, your scores are going to be higher because your credit utilization went down, right? You went down 50% really, from 750 to 250. So you are going to get a bump in your credit scores. But if you use that credit card again on the 15th of the month when it reports, your credit monitoring utility is going to send you an alert and say your scores went down. So your scores are going to go up and down based on the day and the reporting. So you will drive yourself insane if you try to pay attention. Hey, my scores went up today. Oh, my scores went down. I have a bunch of clients, and they do that consistently. I'm not mad at them. This is not a personal affront to my clients. So if you're watching, don't get upset about this. I'm just simply saying I understand why you're doing it, but you have to be careful because snapshot in time. Here's the other thing, though. This is a question I get all the time. Why, Kevin, why is my credit score on this monitoring utility one thing and my credit score on this monitoring utility something totally different? Who do I believe? So those are two separate questions, by the way. So let me deal with that. The first things first is there are several different scoring models. So let's say there are 10 FICO scoring models, FICO 0 through 9, and the 10th is coming online. There are 10, or let's say 1 through 10 because FICO, the first FICO doesn't have a number, but it's called FICO. But in any event, there are 10 different FICO scoring models. And each one of those FICO scoring models has a different metric for calculating your scores. If you use FICO 8 and you use FICO 4, you're going to see a total difference in the scores because FICO 8 weights something different than FICO 4. Now, in this video, I'm not going to tell you which weights what in what capacity, but what I will say is if you do FICO 2 versus FICO 3, you're going to get two totally different scores. Same thing, snapshot in time. So when you put those two things together, you're going to have some inconsistencies. And if you go to Vantage, which is another scoring platform, Vantage has 4 scoring models. And of course, each one of those is different from the other. So Vantage 1 is going to be different from Vantage 2, Vantage 3, and Vantage 4. And of course, Vantage is going to be wildly different from FICO. So the question is, always ask, well, which one of these do I use? You can't use any one of them because one bank may use FICO 2, another bank may use FICO 8. A mortgage company may use Vantage 4. A auto company might use FICO 6. You never know, and you won't know unless you ask before you apply for lending, right? But here's the deal. You can't manage and monitor all that, and you can't remember all that. You're not supposed to. So I'm going to tell you how to get away from that. Get away from credit scores. By the way, this is what I do for dramatic effect. By the way, what I'm going to say to you guys is, you guys are worried about credit scores. But when you get denials from credit card companies, from auto loan places, from mortgage places, sometimes they put the scores on, but realistically, they don't put the scores on your credit, on the letters. When you get a letter from a creditor saying, we denied you for credit, rarely, if ever, do they put your scores on there. They don't say your score was a 620 and that's why you got denied. Sometimes they do. So let me not say that. Sometimes you've gotten that. But what they look at more, what is more impactful is the issues that cause them to deny your credit.